Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the A Show, the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. What's up, Meelz?
Nothing much. Kind of just figuring out, watching NXT in the background, seeing what the hell is about to happen. Could affect one of our topics tonight, to be honest with you.
Wait, what? There was a championship tonight? Oh, there was a championship match tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens at the end of this. I'll 100%, if anything crazy happens, I'll spoil you. Because why wait 2 hours or 3 hours to watch NXT? Especially a lot of bad booking on the show tonight. Whew, smelly. Good
Sean,
Lord.
That boy Sean, when his eye moved to the left, it's over.
Bro, quick question. What's up with this? So I don't keep up with the movies or the superhero. What the hell is up with this Avengers Doomsday thing?
What's up with it?
I'm hearing people are having are people excited? Like, what? I mean,
I think that people of a certain type and kind are excited. I think we've moved. I watched the TikTok about this today. When the guy said, I think people's eyes are like trained now to where these movies don't look right. Like they don't look correct. Yeah. And I think when you watch the trailer, like it doesn't quite look all there. And I think people have been kind of conditioned over the past couple, like there's been a shift since Marvel has kind of like gone kind of on the wayside and stuff like that, where a lot more movies that use practical and less super green screen type stuff, like movies of like real prestige have been making money. You look at Sinners, you look at Oppenheimer, you look at The Odyssey, which, bad timing on their count to put this trailer out the weekend The Odyssey makes $200 million, but like, all practical. And I think the movie just looks strange. The way they built up to this movie is crazy. They have their like Meelz. There's literally been like no movies that have built up to this at all.
Yeah. I was just wondering, I was like, hey, Dr. Doom, why?
We have never seen him before. It's kind of crazy.
This is the one who Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be also Dr. Doom.
Yes, which is still confusing to this day because,
Yeah.
like why'd you go with that verse? But, people are going to see it for all intents and purposes. It is going to break records.
Yeah, of course.
Come October, but it just...
Are we in a new... it feels like we're in a new era of movies. Like, it felt like... Are we like repeating the same thing? Like in the 90s, it was all those kind of like superhero movies. And then like it kind of fell to the wayside in the early aughts for more like originals. Are you think we're moving cyclical like that?
Yeah, I think yes, to a certain extent. There's nothing listen, there's about to be a shitty Spider-Man movie that's going to make $1 billion in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think we're completely off of it. You know what I mean? But I think that movies that are like this spectacle, they take a little bit longer. They take a little bit more. I think that unless you're an established Batman, Spider-Man, it's gonna be tough. So, well, I guess Superman kind of falls into this now. He's kind of popular again.
Did Kraven ever come out?
Yeah, it came out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
When the hell did that come out?
2 years ago?
Did it? Oh, shit. Okay. I was wondering because it was quiet as it kept. Like it was one of a. So when I started working for Complex, Kraven the Hunter was one of the things that we were working on in like 2022, and they were like, "It's coming."
I'm sorry.
And then suddenly the movie didn't come, so we had to like dissolve it. But then I was like, "Did this shit ever come out?" And also, shout out to that. But I was also like, we sat in like the brainstorm session, like, what the fuck do we do with this movie? Like, how do we tell the story of this movie through like branded marketing things? But I was, so I never actually knew that it came out. Some things I know that'll come out, like I'll get privy to it early by working on it, but like this, I was just like, oh, it's probably never coming out. And apparently it did, like multiple years ago. So shout out to them.
Yeah, it did. It was a movie that I didn't finish. I'll say that much.
So he's not going to be in this movie.
Yeah. No, he's not. No, it's a completely different. It's a completely different. Universe. That's the whole problem, man. That's the whole problem, bro. It's just shitty.
Okay, so explain the Thor thing that happened.
What Thor thing?
There's this Thor at the end of the trailer, like
so Thor's hammer Mjolnir, he can wield it. Like that's the gimmick. And so in the movie, I forget that like people don't watch these movies, don't know what the fuck this means. This is the problem. This is the problem right here. Because if the movie isn't like your cup of tea and you want to get into it, that last scene is literally jingling. It's literally, you hear that? It's jingling keys. It's jingling keys. So the whole gag was that during one of the Avengers movies, I think it was the second one, they were getting drunk and happy and stuff, and Thor was telling all the Avengers, try and pick up the hammer to see if you're worthy. And I believe like Captain America's about to do it, and then he's just like, oh fuck, okay, he didn't do it. But then like another character, Vision, just picks it up because you have to be a pure heart, it has to choose you. So I think there's another guy, I might be getting it wrong, but eventually in Endgame, he's able to wield Mjolnir, and that is Captain America, and it shows that he was worthy, and that was kind of like a callback of 10 years of story of him being able to wield the hammer, and that was Thor's proof that was really Captain America because he could do that. So, yeah.
Well, maybe it'll be interesting when it goes to whatever streaming it'll be. Maybe I'll tap in.
You'll never watch this movie. Like there's no reason for you to. Yeah.
Like, yeah, the era of me watching superhero movies died before the pandemic. With that said, I had a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Went to Fanatics Fest.
Wait. I accidentally opened up spoiler talk. He's here?
Oh, he's here. Yeah. So it's on the rundown. We'll get to it. Okay. He's here.
All right.
It's funny you say he, because he is not who we know him as anymore, probably.
That's fine.
So it just is what it is. But we'll get to it. Good. Tune in for the show. We'll have a lot to talk about on this episode. But nonetheless, went to Fanatics Fest this weekend. Met Quan for the first time in person. So
I saw that. Handsome guys.
Yeah, I asked him. I said, like, because Donnie and I always go together. We've gone. This is probably our third year going to Fanatics Fest, and we're always like, we want to capture content for a show, and we actually did. Like, I'm like, Donnie's working on a vlog of this. It looks good.
Okay,
like, it looks good. So I'm actually shout out to.
You gotta have shebang.
Yeah,
in the joint.
Well, we don't want to like get flagged.
It's part of Instagram. Don't use it on the audio of when you're recording it. Use it on the audio of when you post it to Instagram. You can.
But we actually like speak in the episode, so
you can turn it. You can turn it down.
Okay. Well, Donnie, figure it out.
I work in marketing. I know how it works now. It's legal. You can use it, baby. Up to 60 seconds at least.
Okay. Shebang. So we'll do that. But shout out to Quan is funny. So shout out to Quan. Quan's a funny guy because like it was interesting how we met because I was directing him there. He came all the way down from Connecticut. Yeah, usually Donnie and I go, and I was like, Quan, you want to come? And he was like, sure, just let me know which weekend. So he comes down all the way from Connecticut, takes the train all the way down here, gets on the train. We end up like, as he's getting off the train, I end up seeing him. So I end up like kind of meeting up with him, and we talk and we a bunch like that. He is hilarious because I don't know if he notices it, and maybe he'll notice it now. He walks super swole. Like, I don't know if it's like, it's just a very strange thing of like the way he walks. Like
you shitting on him like he's not gonna listen to this.
No, he is, but he's not. He's also not. I told him this to his face already.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, when's the last time you work out? And he was like, why? I was like, because you walk swole as fuck. Like, you walk like you're in like a fucking Marvel movie.
Walk like Thanos.
Yeah, something like that. So we did that. He's also like very like I think he also wanted to explore quite a bit, and I was kind of like dragging everybody around to like, yo, we gotta capture this and do this and do this. So he would have times where he would just like walk off, and we're like, Quan, where you going? And he'd just be like 40 feet ahead, looking at something. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I thought Fanatics Fest was again
It looked
cool.
lit. It looked more lit this year than it ever has in the last two.
It had so many people, and I kind of probably blame the Knicks for that, because it was so very Knicks centric. Knicks were kind of everywhere during this, so a lot of people bought tickets to be able to see them. If you didn't get
Knickers, these Knickers were all over the place, huh?
They were all over the place.
Knickers.
And they're not done. They will be in our rundown as well, but they're all over the place. WWE. They do the same activation they do all the time with the little entrance thing.
It was really popular this year for some reason.
Bruh. I think Michael Rubin must have been like, yo, everybody buy in, because I was just like, we were filming several times, we were filming stuff, and we turned around because someone came out and it was fucking Justin Bieber. Like, we were like, what the fuck is this?
Him
like,
doing Yukon on it was quite a choice. I was like, huh?
I was so in an NWO shirt. I was like, yo, what's going on here? And then so we walk away because he was like, they ain't gonna top Justin Bieber. We literally walk away. A few minutes later, we're recording a video. It'll be in the vlog, trust me, because we were recording some shit and we stopped in the middle of the tracks because Roman's music hits, Roman Reigns. So we're like, what the fuck is going on here? So we turn around because we're right by the booth. Like, we're one booth over. And John Cena comes out to Roman Reigns' music. And he just like, he's trolling because he stood in place for 3 minutes straight. Like, with a finger up in the air, and then he would put it down or something along those lines. So it was super dope. I love the, just kind of like working in marketing now, copywriting now, just kind of seeing all the activations, getting cool ideas, getting the ability. Everyone was kind of like there if you're in the sports world. So many access to celebrities, so many access for the panels were really like the B-side. Like, honestly, you didn't have to go to the panels to enjoy yourself, but there was so much stuff kind of all around. Usually it's very like, it's WWE and then it's sports. But again, this year was so Knicks heavy. It was kind of crazy. It was a fun time. I always recommend. They said before they would start expanding this, and they haven't done that yet.
It's expensive to expand, bro. And I feel the tickets were relatively like nice priced, right? You feel?
Yeah, they were like, for general admission, I think it was like $70, $80.
Not bad.
But
you can buy stuff there, right?
Yeah, you can buy stuff there. I didn't really like all the stuff that they had there, to be honest with you.
I
thought about well, no. Trust me. I've seen previous years they had some heat. This year, I think it was like a little bit less. I thought about buying a NASCAR jacket because it was like $200, and I was like, that's a pretty decent price.
Nigga, again, like, look at this shit. Y'all see this?
I didn't get it, so because I didn't have money.
Cat bad, nigga.
But I thought about it. But it was overall just a fun time, bro. It was incredible hanging out with Quan, hanging out with Donnie, seeing it. Like, I wish I could just have a big trip where we all go, but we would just be walking around aimlessly. Like, that floor is so huge. It wasn't as crowded as Anime NYC or like New York Comic Con, but it still was more crowded this year than any other year. And I could see Quan getting completely like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
When you just walk and it's just like a bunch of things, a bunch of people, and a bunch of sounds coming your way. It was it's just it's a lot to take in. I was trying to meet up with Greg, WWE Greg, because I was just like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
Friend of the show, I think.
Friend of the show, yeah, I think. No, he's a cool guy. I just wanted, I'm trying to get like FaceTime, trying to get back into good graces. Maybe we get someone on the show. Maybe we get Raina Volkran or whatever the fuck her name is on the show or something, So I was trying to find him, but every time, so they built, the one thing about Fanatics Fest is they try to have this parade. They wanted a Knicks parade in Fanatics Fest. So they blocked off a large, they like made this path through it that was guardrailed. So every time I would try to go back to the WWE booth and then the Zoffa boxing booth, which was right next to it. I think TKO had pretty much like a section of the club. We would walk, and then there would be a fucking barricade in the way. So we'd have to walk all the way back to where we started and then try to find another way there. And then we would have to all the way back. It wasn't until the parade was finished. That was the most annoying part. But other than that, it was pretty fire. Like, I always recommend people hit up Fanatics Fest. If you have kids, I think it's even better. Because celebrities will pay attention to your kids and they will not pay attention to your grown ass yelling at them.
Because all you want is an autograph.
Yeah, something like that. So I said it's good for family. I wish I could bring on more people next year. Maybe it's something that we try out and like, y'all want to meet up at Fanatics Fest and we kind of see what's going on. That was fun.
Yeah, that's I love to see our A show brethren link up. I would love more people to come to LA too. I think that there's a lot of fun stuff we could do, a lot of cool indie shows we could hit. So if anybody pulling out, let me know.
Like indie wrestling or like indie?
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean like indie wrestling and shit like that. I mean, Raw's gonna be here Monday, so it's kind of too late. But
really,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting ever since Intuit was created, we've had Raw in LA a lot more. A lot more. Yeah, and that's always been my thing. Is it's like, can we please get more shows out here? And now they're
because I don't get shit, bro.
We get like one show a year most times. They've been into it 3 times already. They've been out here 3 times already.
Yeah, we get in Raw in Brooklyn again. We had Raw in New York at least 2 times already for the year. They really like, and then Saturday night's main event just like a week this past weekend. Yeah. So we're getting Raw again in Brooklyn. I think it's November 2nd. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Saturday night's main event, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Saturday night's main event, aka the Knicks main event. Very Knicks centric.
Hey man,
I got annoyed. Not because of the Knicks, but it was pretty fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's no different than any other celebrity integration in the WWE.
No, this was not different.
No,
this was not different. This was explicitly the second parade for you guys.
Oh yeah,
in MSG.
I think we're paraded out.
Yeah, maybe. I hope, but extreme. I'm like, all right, okay. All right, let's get this shit over with now. I thought it was a solid show. I think you could cut it off after the Cody, Punk, Gunther, Sammy match, unless you're from New York. I thought Lara and Bayley had a strangely uphill battle, and it's like, here's the thing. I don't blame the booking because they've been building this for a while. I don't blame the talent because they worked their ass off, and it was probably like, if not for the tag match that may have been in the show, probably would have been match of the night and any other night. I blame the fact that these people just wanted to see Jalen Brunson and Roman Reigns and Cody, and they wanted to see like the stars. I think that's really all it was. And I hear people they'll be like, well, why don't you make them stars? I'm like, that's not the point. They're like mid-carders. So like, it's just, this is what it is.
Yeah. I don't think, I think also just Lyra's new experience was a little bit to take in as well. But overall, I thought it was to be honest, I thought it was a better show. I had no intention of hitting Saturday night's main event at all. I was surprised that they announced CM Punk and Cody versus Gunther and Sami Zayn like a week and a half ago, because I was just like, oh, it's about to be like the last Saturday night's main event where it's a bunch of mid-carders on the show and they managed to hustle Madison Square Garden out of money. So, I thought, especially with the title change in the first match, Fatal Influence defeating Paige and Brie Bella, finally getting the tag team titles off of them. It'd be interesting to see what Fatal Influence does.
Well, that just came a night after everyone was just like, if you're in NXT, try and stay there for as long as possible. And I'm just like, all right.
I think people are too like people need time. I mean, even still now, like
they haven't even been there that long.
Yeah. I think people are expecting like Trick and Oba levels, but Trick and Oba are at a different level than most people who come from NXT.
They're 1-on-1, 2-2s. I mean, even Javon to some extent. Like,
yeah, I think the presence that they carry is much larger than what Fatal Influence would carry. Even though I think Fatal Influence had a great debut, I'm not going to hold that against them. Fantastic debut. I think they shocked people with how hated they were. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you look at people like Carmelo Hayes is just like starting to like get his full footing on the show, weekly fixture.
We'll talk about this with Braun Breaker too. From what little I saw of Unreal and the conversation say what?
I said I watched the first episode. That's pretty.
Yeah, I watched about a little over half of the first episode. But from what I've seen, like we talked about the Braun Breaker thing, but like we'll talk about it when we talk about Unreal. But it takes time. Not everyone. Here's the thing. Not everyone's the big star that you like think they are, and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes that leads them to make the decisions that they make. And I think that's the one thing that like jumps out at me with Unreal. But everyone tends to take the other route instead of the logical route. Meelz, they'll take the other route and just be like, I'm just going to complain regardless of what I see on that screen and make up my own theories about what this is.
I think when you come up, you got a little bit more. There's much more bigger hurdles to encounter over NXT, right? Jordan Grace can be slotted in NXT and she's a big deal because she's way more advanced and she's a notable star and she's been kind of featured everywhere beforehand. So when she gets dropped in NXT, she's shot right to the top. But then when you get put on the main roster, there's Rhea Ripley, there's Bianca Belair, there's Liv, there's everybody else you kind of have to contend with, people who have already done their time, people who are surefire winners. But you kind of got to like maneuver around and you still got to kind of prove yourself. Ultimately, it's like proving yourself through the process, nonetheless. And I think Fatal Influence, I mean, they're not even being punished. They're not like, there ain't nothing that I can find wrong with what's going on with them right now. That people are like trying to make a whole thing. It's like they're heels, they lose, then they won the titles. I still feel like they'll probably be on SummerSlam. If Nikki Bella, because Nikki Bella just talked a couple days ago saying like she's pretty much either cleared or very close to being cleared, they might end up on SummerSlam.
True.
6-woman tag. I think it's, or if not like SummerSlam, SmackDown, or whatever the hell it is. But either way, I think just again tag team championships, vote of confidence. JC Jane can still talk, so as long as she has that in her arsenal, she will never like essentially go broke. She's someone who even in NXT she was looked over before she was eventually like, yo, we're gonna pass you the ball. Like 80 niggas got the ball before JC Jane.
Yeah.
Until all of them left and there was like, well, you got it.
Well, let's continue the theme because at the end of the day, it's a lot of people that shouldn't probably be leapfrogged. And absolutely. I think that I think the journey is better than rushing.
Agreed, and I think it'll be a lot more fruitful as well.
Yeah.
People are trying to talk. I mean, I say people, Meltzer, more so trying to speak illy of the Danhausen movement, as if the motion isn't crazy, as if he's not one of the biggest stars in WWE right now. And I think he's in the sentiment of like this Danhausen thing. They're really pushing it down our throats. I can see the bottom beginning to fall out of this thing, or it's going to eventually fall out of this thing, and they're going to get egg on their face. And I'm like, why would that ever happen?
Some supreme hater shit. And that's the thing. It's working. And it has not stopped. They love him. He gets like the biggest pops of the night most nights.
It's their comedy legitimately done right.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, I think people expected something because of how he debuted and where he was. And they're like, oh, the next thing is over. So what's going to be next? Like, this man is still very much firmly. He has been someone who I think really can do anything with anybody. I don't want to spoil it too much. He was featured on NXT tonight for whatever reason.
They have this nigga working. I'm hoping they featured him today because they're going to give him a week off. Because he has worked every show.
Yeah.
Since he's...
Well, no. He's SummerSlam is next weekend or something along those lines.
He can take a week off. He don't got to be on Raw next week.
But he on SummerSlam, so he kind of got to be on Raw next week.
He'll be on SmackDown next week. He jumps around. He was on. I thought he was
Judgment Day.
SmackDown star.
Well, Judgment Day is on Raw, so I'm assuming he's going to be on Raw.
Do you think he's like, damn nigga, I want to like, or do you think he's like, yo, I've wanted to work like this my whole career?
No, I think he's gonna request a break at some point. He should. I mean, granted, he's making.
He don't wrestle a lot, so
nah, he don't at all. He making bread, and he out in New York City, and he was a man this weekend. His match with JD McDonough, again, another great, like just winning the crowd over, right? Like you have no idea what to expect from this match, but ultimately people are entertained. Even if this is your first time seeing Danhausen, you walk away with the idea of like, man, this was entertaining as hell. You know, the Karl Anthony Towns of it all, the Danhausen of it all. Like it was just pairing him with someone like this, it just makes sense. And the Dominic match, I think, is going to be very, very, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be exactly what it is. Like, I don't think it's any, you know, I saw some comments of like, why is Dom working with him? I was like, Dom beat everybody like a drum last year.
Yeah. Like he beat everybody, even John Cena. It had us questioning, like, what the fuck is going on here? We're like, what? Like, he was winning all the time. I think it's okay for him to lose sometimes. But I also feel as though, like, he's working with the most overact. Like, Dom ain't never in a position where he's not working with somebody that's over.
Yeah,
at all times. So like, just kill it. I'm tired of niggas complaining about stupid shit this week.
Yeah, it's Danhausen, baby. He was on the poster. What do you think about the brewing beef between CM Punk and Cody? Do you feel like they're doing their best to manufacture some sort of like animosity?
I thought the slapping of the belt was a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie, that one got me. I was like, all right, yeah, Cody got a point.
You think he saw it? I thought he just threw it over.
But it was so good that it looked accidental, and then you realized it was a work because Cody's just such a ham.
Yeah,
in acting, he's just such a ham. But I think that is like the complaint
that about like,
the complaint literally on Friday was, dude, there's no heat between these two, and then it was like, oh, okay, there we go. Like, no one, I think people are just allergic to letting shit breathe and happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the match honestly don't need a lot of heat because like we want to see it and it's two baby faces, but now that there's a little bit of animosity, it looks a lot cooler. I'm like, bro, it's a baby face with baby face match. Y'all literally looked at Will Ospreay talk about Goku and Vegeta the other day, and that y'all thought that was hard. That was hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like this is fine. I think what they're doing is fine. I'm not mad at it. I still want to see this match. I don't need to be coaxed into wanting to see this match, Meelz. I think that's the whole point, is that I am a willing participant in the CM Punk and Cody Rhodes match. I want to be there.
What did you think of the finish with Nick Aldis coming out?
It was good. This nigga been ready. You can see he got a little pep in his step. The way he talking on the mic, I'm like, he's been ready to do this. I'm a little iffy on his, in ring. I've seen one match with him, and I know he was. I know I've seen some Magnus stuff in TNA,
but we've seen Gunther as well.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like they'll work the same type of match that they want to work, and they're highly respected, and I think it's going to be fine. I trust Gunther, and I think that it's going to be good. So I want to see it. People are just like, and that's another thing. It's like, they call him the career killer. I'm like, you want him to retire everybody in the show? Like, well, what do you want?
Hey, man. Maybe he beat him and become GM. I don't know what the fuck they want from Gunther, but some good business. Saturday night's main event was overall a good show. I thought they did some good business, some solid build to SummerSlam, which is, again, next week, Saturday. Tickets have been moving, as we imagine. Since various matches have been announced, thousands of tickets have been sold. They've been pushing really. We're going to get as good as it gets for SummerSlam in Minnesota. So I think it's going to.
Listen, no disrespect, Johnny Barnes, man, you would not find me in Minnesota.
Hell no, bro. On the summer.
In the summertime,
what be going on over there?
I don't even know if it get hot out. I don't even know if it get hot out there, man. Maybe we asked Jamal, but you wouldn't find me out there. I won't be caught dead out there. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Next Saturday night's main event is actually Sunday's night main event. It'll be September 6th, weekend of Labor Day, Atlanta. So, we're going to look forward to that. See what the fuck.
I would expect Lil Yachty to have a match at that show.
Ooh.
I will fully expect him to have a match at that show. The big question is, does Trick turn on him or does Yachty turn on Trick? It's the question.
I think that happens much, much later on.
You think so? They think they'll wait?
I think so. Yeah, I think they'll wait.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley. We got an update. It's almost like we spoke it into existence in a way, even though this is the outcome that I absolutely does not want. So we got a follow-up for the Women's Championship. Rhea Ripley, again, sometime last week, she kind of really announced the severity of her meniscus tear. Still swollen, not really able to move. Definitely will not be on SummerSlam. So WWE came up with the idea of having an interim women's champion that will be crowned at SummerSlam. I've not been a fan of this in AEW. I'm not a fan of this in WWE. I think there's a lot more creative way to actually do it. But I also think there's the right way to do it, which is to strip her of the title.
I think they did this because they're trying to get to where they were eventually going to go with her and have the person she was supposed to feud with win it.
I agree.
When AEW does it, they do that with like no. They have no direction as to where they're going with the interim, other than they're going to give it back to whoever the fuck whenever. I think that there was probably a path for her. I'm starting to feel like it was probably Charlotte, and I think that they'll probably run that when she gets back. I'm not a fan of the interim champion. I just think it's very like someone who's not the real champion, kind of like parading around with the belt. No one really takes them seriously because they're not really the champion. Also, it don't work if she's not gonna be back for a while.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like I think that also makes it tough because it's like she's not gonna.
The longer she's gone, it's like the longer this is like. So what do we do? What if they have to drop the belt to somebody? Are we gonna have two interim champions? Like ideally, that's probably not gonna happen, but you never know. But it's like the longer it goes on, the more it's like, what are we doing here? I'm not a fan of when AEW does it at all. Like I just think if you're injured, if you're gonna be out for a period of time, drop the title. Maybe they don't want to retell the story of Rhea Ripley again, which is fine. I would understand not wanting to really have to build that up again. But also, if she getting injured every now and then, come on, man. You just figure it out, bro. You're not Zion Williamson. Come on, man. Get it together. So personally not a fan of it, but it's going to be a ladder match featuring, I think, 5 or 6 women from SmackDown.
Yeah, they're still coming up with the field here. I don't.
I would just started naming niggas. I wouldn't even have.
Yeah, just put them on. I don't really need no qualifying match. Just put them in the fucking match, bro. You got one more week to do it. Get it together.
They're really not doing anything with Tiffany. Tiffany just like, yo, it's my 3rd shot at the belt. While I got this belt or something along those lines. Like, it just is what it is. Next bit of news, something that's now breaking is officially changed. So originally we had this reported in our rundown as Mike Santana is officially a free agent. But as of this recording, just a number of minutes ago on NXT, Mike Santana officially debuted on the NXT roster. Likely will not be called Mike Santana.
They say it's him.
It's former TNA champion. Him. Amigo. No, it's just, I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do is best for him to control the IP of it. I just hope it's a good name.
They clearly wanted him. I think he's gonna get a good little run. I'm actually shocked they didn't have Naraku win the title there.
I agree, but I guess I don't know. This is
strange. It's very strange.
I think they there's a lot more, I guess, built in Tony D and that kind of matchup. I don't know if Naraku and Mike Santana really will blow the house off at Heat Wave.
But I also know that Naraku probably don't give a shit because they really want that nigga on the main roster. And I think that's why they're not giving him the title because they're still looking at him like, nigga, we're paying him like millions of dollars and he just wants to be like,
Yeah, come on, man. End up on Raw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
American Alpha.
they really want him on. They really want that nigga on the main roster, but he's like, nah, I'm straight.
What have you thought about Mike Santana and the brief the number of times that we saw him featured on WWE television or maybe even TNA if you managed to come across it on your timeline?
Definitely works kind of like an old school style to me from what I've seen. Like nothing too crazy, you know. Yeah. Nothing that's really like wowed me from what I've seen, but I know he's been a tag guy as a singles guy. People have compared him like to Jey Uso just in terms of like the following he had in TNA. Mm-hmm. And I definitely see that. I think that like the hardest thing to kind of parse with me is just like how they'll up level his presentation for this new company that he's in. And I think it's interesting they're starting him at NXT, to say the least.
I think so as well.
I think he could probably have just gone up. But
I was gonna ask that. I mean, if this didn't happen tonight, I was been like, do you just send him to the main roster?
Yeah, I think he could fit on Raw. I think he could fit on Smack. I actually think SmackDown's mid card is a little full right now.
SmackDown moving. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I was talking about this the other day with Robin Dell. I was like, did SmackDown zap all the talent?
Yeah, like SmackDown's mid card is like, whoa.
Like it was right, and well, I even think their main event scene, right? Like because when we look at Monday Night Raw and kind of like what we're watching every week, the top guys don't really work on Mondays. Like Roman doesn't have matches actively. Punk did when he was there. So Roman, I was talking about this before Oba fucked it up and had a match last night. But I was like, Brock, Oba, Roman, Seth don't really have matches on Mondays. So you're really like begging on the and again, even for the women, Liv has not defended that title since she won it. It's kind of actually insane. Her title reign, especially how she's lauded in WWE Unreal, which is deserved, but I also feel like I get H and he wants to make kind of like title shots mean something and kind of be very, very special. But then also it's like, you got to defend the title. Like you gotta, her first, you know, she didn't defend it so long. She entered Queen of the Ring. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you just said it right there. Why the reason that happened is because all her ops is dead. All her ops is injured.
It's just but I see. And then I think somewhere on Unreal, because the fucking show has been. Let me tell you something. I'll wake up and there's 70 Unreal clips on my timeline.
I'm like, damn, y'all on episode 6 already?
Y'all niggas just thirsty for the engagement. Turn everyone's fucking bank accounts off, nigga. Like if you posting videos from someone else's content, you shouldn't be able to like reap the benefits of it. If you're posting like Unreal clips, you shouldn't be able to get paid on Twitter for it. They should actually demonetize you for using all that stuff. But maybe that'll put an incentive for people to sit the fuck down and watch the show like everybody else. But it was mentioned that Stephanie, I believe, said like, this was the perfect time to drop the title because I have kind of a lot of nagging injuries from my years of wrestling and I need to recover.
Oh, Stephanie says that?
I believe she says that. Okay. I could be wrong. I haven't reached that episode of Unreal yet. Who knows if I'll ever get there, to be honest with you. But that is something she says. I would assume it's the last episode because it's right around WrestleMania. But
what a time to take a break. I'm still hoping she appears out of the ether.
I agree.
At SummerSlam, but yeah.
She was in New York with that very buxom
buxom is crazy.
Buxom cosplayer.
That was a wild fit. I was like, dang.
That's what security said.
Shout out. Shout out. Did you see her while you were there?
No, I didn't see her. I was I would have remembered. But it's just, well, all right, well, back to Mike Santana. I think he has, definitely some upside. We definitely gotta like at some point the gimmick.
I would love to see him versus Damian Priest.
I would love. I think he'll end up teaming with Damian Priest or some shit like that.
The Boricuas.
Yeah, some
Los Boricuas. Yeah,
something along those lines. Maybe they send him to AAA. Who knows? But I think he's got some great upside if they really want to invest in him. I think it's got to be the story has got to be, or at least the personality has got to be bigger than Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. He needs to be a heel. He probably should be a heel.
He probably should be, to be honest with you. So we'll see. Haven't beat up our truth or something. So he's in the main event scene of NXT, so we should look forward to probably Heat Wave of him having a big match. Also coming up this weekend, AEW Redemption. Can I talk card with you, my friend? Can we talk?
I feel like we just did this.
AEW slop.
I feel like we just did this. I really do. You know what it is? Ever since the AEW slop channel was created, I never go in there. I don't even think about the company anymore. It's so great.
Shout out to the slop gang.
What when you said keep this on the slop or keep
hey, you taking all the slop content, by posting it on the main feed. Like we need that shit.
This is if you don't post this content, it is literally just the worst tweets ever. Like it's literally the worst shit ever.
It just is what it is. Hashtag. No one seems to know in AEW what's up with Sammy Guevara right now. Multiple sources told me that Tay Mello requested a release last year, but was denied. Listen, if you don't ask Tony Khan to be let go from the company because he's not letting you go. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Sammy Guevara, they don't do shit with him. They don't fuck with him no more. Ever
since Sasha came to the company, it was clipped for him. He should have known that.
What was it? Yeah, essentially, and just a number of other things. Andrade fight. I think something else happened too. They just haven't fucked with him, so I think he wants his way out. But I don't know where the fuck he think he going. I mean, niggas might have mercy on him and put him in NXT, but no idea. But who knows? AEW Redemption this weekend. I'll be honest, this card looks like Collision Deluxe. Collision, the Deluxe edition.
What's the strategy behind them doing this, you think?
So initially, this show was supposed to feature the title change for Kenny Omega. For some reason, they did it earlier. So now they're like, we don't know what to do. So we're just going to... Anyway, this is going to be the greatest show in AEW history. One of the top pay-per-views of the year. Yeah. It just is what it is. Anything that stand out on this card to you?
I'm not even looking at it. Hold on.
Okay.
Why is it called Redemption? Why is it called Redemption? Who is getting redeemed?
No one's getting redeemed. No one's redempting here. It's just
what stands out to me. Damn, Cage and Cope they're just running through niggas, huh?
Cage and Cope, Death Riders, but not like Death Riders. It's like Team C Death Riders. Claudio and Pac.
I guess the Death Riders are all in tag matches. I mean, I guess the Young Bucks match, I guess. I mean, I don't really give a shit about Kevin Knight, so I guess that.
Yeah, I think what am I looking for?
Can Kenny Omega elevate like a guy? Like does he have the propensity to elevate a guy that's like not really that great?
I don't understand what this would do for Kevin Knight's stock other than having a really good match. Yeah. I don't know if it's like he's flirting with greatness and he's on the cusp because he's not there yet. But everyone, even his opponents, the one thing I hate about the Kevin Knight thing, and sorry, and I think Kevin Knight's talented, but like they glazing him crazy, and it's not worth the squeeze, to be honest with you.
Because if you put a title on him, right, and he ends up,
he's a TBS champion, by the way.
Oh, see, look, but if you put a title on him, and then it's like he don't do a great job with it, you're setting him up for failure. Like you're setting him up.
His opponents spend so much time saying, you're the future, if you wasn't such a shithole, you could be one of the great. And I'm like, bro, stop. We don't need y'all to show us. Don't tell us. Show us. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him build that momentum on his own. Either way, I'm not really pressed about this pay-per-view.
Do you think Kevin Knight wins the title or no?
Fuck no. No. It's definitely Kenny versus Ospreay next month.
Why are you doing this then?
Because they don't have any other opponent. MJF is off.
He said, "I'm not y'all ain't blaming this shit on me."
Yeah, so it's MJF is out. So it's Kenny Omega having the title defense versus Kevin Knight. Andrea El Idolo has become a notable face in the company for hashtag How You Know.
Okay,
is taking the company by storm. Willow Nightingale, I presume, will win the AEW Women's World Championship and change the main event for AEW All In to Black Girls Rock. We have I don't know. I don't want to look at this card anymore.
Maya World is on this card, I guess.
Maya World's on the listen. She showed up and showed out. So now she gets a shot against Sheeta. So that's 1, 2. I was about to count. I was counting like there was more than 2 women's matches on the card. Hey, there you go. More than Raw apparently. But AEW Redemption, it'll be this weekend. I'm sure everyone say it's great, and if you don't say it's great, people criticize you for saying
AEW just seems like they got to kick the tire a little bit, right?
A little bit.
There's like more than a couple programs from the last month and a half that I can say like, okay, I'm kind of into it on the E. From like the last 2 months of just apathy, it seems like I look at this and I'm like, what the fuck has been going on? I usually can kind of tap in and be like, what the hell? It seems like we've been doing the same shit for the last couple months here.
This is very much a filler episode of whatever pay-per-view it is. So
yeah,
it just is what it is. WWE Unreal Season 3 dropped earlier yesterday, if you're listening to this tomorrow. That's how time works. I can't believe we reached Season 3. You know how many Netflix shows do not reach Season 3?
I feel like niggas have been complaining about this for years, and there's already been like three seasons. I remember when it first got announced, and everyone was like had a shit fit about it. I was like, damn, I didn't know y'all cared about it. Y'all know this fake, right?
The NBA version of this at Unreal didn't even get to the 3rd season. It was kind of pathetic.
Yeah, because the NBA is kind of like just like lame.
Yeah, they just don't really do much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Unreal. If you haven't seen the entire season, just scroll on.
You can see it on Twitter. Yeah, I watched about up to the Punk AJ, Seth Becky start of that segment on the first episode. But I think my takeaway is that Braun is just such a like sweet human. Like he's just so innocent and like he just really just seems like a really nice kid, and he just wants to be good. And I juxtapose him saying constantly, like, I'm still learning, like basically I'm still a work in progress. Juxtapose this to the conversation that people have been having, Meelz, that it's like, I can't believe he's in the tag team. I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe he's doing this. And it's just like, for someone who seems to be he's in a constant state of, I am trying to better myself. It puts that in perspective where I can't even really be mad at it, because of the result of that, Meelz, is that he's learning a lot more. He's learning from people like Seth and Roman and stuff like that. But he knows that this type of shit that he's in will only make him a better star. There's like a segment where just like, now with Oba coming, Trick's coming, I hope they don't forget me. It's up to him to step that up. You know what I mean? And make it so that people don't forget him. I think
continue.
I think that when we look at progression in wrestling, it's not a catch-all. It's not one size fits all. And I think looking at Braun, and on this show, it kind of puts it in perspective for me. It's like progression is not a one size fits all. It happens differently for everybody. And I think that seeing his story kind of made me kind of gain a lot of respect. I know I give him shit on the show all the time, but like I gained a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, did you gain respect or any change feelings? Because earlier this year it was kind of rough, to be honest with you. I think he was put in a position where he was cutting a lot of promos. He was a center focus on Raw. It definitely felt like he was not ready. And from this show, from the various clips, they like originally were going to have Braun win the Royal Rumble, we pivoted. Who won the Royal Rumble?
Jay. It was the 2025. It was last year.
It wasn't.
Jay.
It was supposed to be this year's.
No, it was last year's.
Oh, okay. They're talking about last year.
This is Cena's retirement, brother. They're just, you know what happened? What's confusing about this season? They're not doing it from like now onward. They're doing it for they're hopping around from Cena to the end of December to like all of that shit. They're doing all of like the spring of last year.
Oh, okay.
In the summer of last year.
So the year Jay was supposed to win it, Hugh was gonna win it.
Yeah, I was. No. I'm sorry, I'm bugging. You're right. No, it was Roman year.
Yeah. I was
this year. But they jumped back to Cena stuff. That's why it was like, huh?
Yeah, I hear you. It's definitely a lot of. I mean,
people were mad because they said they didn't want to shove Braun down people's throats, and they said, but they picked Roman, and I'm like, you niggas are so crazy because you motherfuckers literally love Roman. You love everything that he does. Mm-hmm. Y'all have only stopped liking him like in the last couple months. Like we've been talking shit about Roman for a long time. Yeah, we've been saying it way since like January, but like people was not
demanded like progression.
Yes, we demanded growth, but people like you say you don't want to shove him down his throat, and then you put Roman there. I'm just like, I'm like, oh, now we're back to Roman being over pushed and shoved down people's throats. Y'all loved him for 4 fucking years. Like, cut it the fuck out, dude. Like, I don't want to hear that argument at all. Then they brought up Jey Uso, and I'm just like, y'all are looking at this from today perspective. 2025, it absolutely was the right call to have Jay win that. He was the hottest motherfucker in the company. Stop it. Like Roman, for better or for worse, from what we've got from it, obviously I'm still kind of like salty that it happened and it was him that won the Rumble and won the title at Mania. It got us to where we're at right now, and they've been progressively telling that story. They have not dropped that story. He has had it, and there has been something going on with him every single month since. So like, Braun not winning is not a big fucking deal. It's not a big deal at all.
I don't think he was.
He wasn't ready.
No, he wasn't. And I think this regime. I think in the previous regime, they would have said, "Fuck it, let's give him a Rumble."
The previous regime would have had Braun win it and then defend it against Roman and then lose it. Like that's what they literally would have done.
Yeah, something along those lines. So it would have been, and then you spend another year telling the story of how he comes back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like we go through the Rumble next year, so he can get to the main event of WrestleMania. But it's just, it's interesting. I see all the clips from Unreal. It seems like a Wang Dang Doodle. Apparently, we continue our Chelsea story. Apparently, if you weren't following Chelsea Green's reality show through the eyes of Unreal,
you always get one segment. I'm like, damn, bro,
we got the house and I got my man a job. So we got that. Let's move on to another major topic that we can kind of like talk about, especially in lieu of the Saturday night's main event. We might be on Bayley watch. It was reported by Fightful earlier today. Bayley's contract is set to expire at the end of the year, and she has yet to sign a new deal. Many are wondering, could she potentially decide, kind of want to hang up the WWE thing, or will she re-sign and continue her kind of really illustrious career in WWE? I mean, I kind of want her to.
It's no. I'll cut in. She should probably stay.
I think yes. I want to weigh her options for her, like publicly on this forum.
Okay.
I want to weigh her options in terms of what they're. I mean, I think one option is you leave WWE and you just like become a nomad, right? You're not necessarily tied to any company. You kind of chill, do what you want. She's made a lot of money, or at least we hope so. She's got probably a ton of freaking flyer miles to be able to fly anywhere that she wants. She probably Delta Ultra Platinum access card, wherever the hell she is, so she can kind of like do all that and just kind of chill. So that's always an option. I always leave that there in case no one wants to wrestle anymore, which doesn't seem like her. Then there are the two companies. I would say if AEW is an option in the cards, which is a viable option, they'll pay her a bunch of money. I think it's actually incredibly. There's nothing about any signing in AEW that has noted that they do well with the women on this show.
It is actively, other than her getting to rock out with Chris Statlander, who I'm pretty sure she wants to work with, and some of the other ladies that have done Lodestone with her. And shout out to the work that she does with Lodestone.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is actively detrimental to have her moonlighting in AEW and wasting her good years. However long she has in that company to basically moonlight, have the one Sasha match, probably lose it. We saw this before. We saw it with Ricochet.
Yeah, and just not
because the thing is, let's just be real. Like, we love Bayley. I love Bayley to death. She's not like Charlotte. She's not like Bianca. She's not like any of those things. And much like Ricochet, I'll say that, like, there's a ceiling there, and that ceiling don't change because she go to AEW. There's still going to be stars bigger than her there that are already there.
I always felt like the most detrimental thing for Bayley was that she wasn't assertive enough in her career, right? And it's not that she was like very lax about it. It's not that she just allowed things to happen. It's just that she's not naturally a person who edges for that spot, who knows what they bring to the company and is like, I want to be able to do this. So I could see in AEW a reality where she goes there and she's actually, for people who say she's used wrong in WWE, used the exact same way in AEW.
Well, and actually, which is putting people over,
not really winning any of the big matches, not really being featured on the show, considering they have one women's match a show. It's still like 7 years later, one women's match a show, maybe two if you're double taping with Collision. But reality is, there's not much, I think, there. I think ultimately, anywhere that she goes, she's a benefit to the community of the women that are there. She's just a great pillar to learn from. She's a great person to have the locker room. She's a credit to the human race just in general. This is why we love Bayley, ultimately, at the end of the day, because her career won't be defined as illustrious as her career is, because she's done everything in WWE. Her career will not be defined by her accomplishments. Her career will probably be defined by the legacy that she lives and the influence that she's had for the women that are currently here now. I saw a tweet from Raj Giri who said, a change of scenery could do wonders. One of the great things in the Monday Night Wars was talent switching promotions, which gave them an instant new coat of paint. There is no new coat of paint with Bayley.
No.
I think we've exhausted a number of I thought that even the heel Bayley was a new coat of paint that I didn't even expect at all. But I don't think there's a new coat of paint for Bayley, especially if you want to bring her into the company. I think you get a lesser version of it. Now, I'll say this in WWE. Well, anything you want to add?
I think that you get pretty much the character that she was when she turned heel that first time against Charlotte in AEW. You get some version of that in AEW if you run her there.
It not really is like actively built or anything like that.
No, I just don't. I'm like, if you really love her, you wouldn't want that for her. I'm sorry. Like, if you really love Bayley, you would not want that future for her.
Yeah, AEW's women's division is not as great as talent they might have from time to time. And I use that from like time to time. They're not stellar. Their track record with the women in AEW and the women's division is not stellar at all. Like, it's just not. The man does not believe that the women can really be a pillar on the show. That
they said that Mercedes was going to be the one to make him rethink that.
And then she dips for like 8 months, and they just went right back to where the fuck they were doing beforehand. So I don't believe Bayley can actually change that. I don't think Bayley has the influence to actually change this man's mind. I'll say this in WWE, in terms of weighing her options there, I think it would be the better route to go. I do think that there needs to be kind of like a idea of like, okay, so at this point of my career, what are we doing? And what do I want out of my career?
Right.
And what are we doing?
And it don't always got to be I gotta have the title. I don't even think that I don't even think it got to be title. You know what I mean? I think
Natty resigned and she ain't. She's
not even on the show. She on AAA. She in NXT. Yeah, I think what it is just like I want to produce. There's so many avenues for her to go that would be, I think, fruitful for her. And I think that she's got the lodestone thing in her back pocket. You know what I mean? Where she could say, I want you to invest into this. I want to invest into this. And I want this to be my baby. And that's how I stay. I just don't think that there's I don't want her to just join the toy chest of women's talent there and have her job in to Tekla, bro. I just don't think that's I just think she has so much to offer.
And I agree.
I just don't. There's no avenue where I think this is
because the women's division is a lot better and more burgeoning, and there's a lot of women that are coming up. Not necessarily like you use the guidance like, I got a job to these women as well, but it's also like having these great matches, having this great experience, being able to really usher in that next generation of women. At some point, you got to take a look at your career, and I think all the 4 horsewomen at this point, they've been on top for the last decade plus at this point, but you really got to start looking like we're not the stars anymore.
Right.
We're not the focus. We're not the attraction. Ultimately, we are designed to kind of like give back. And I think Charlotte does it. I think Charlotte's probably lost way more this year than any other year that's ever existed.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with Becky in a sense, giving back to Maxine. I mean, she's kind of always done it, but same with Becky. Bayley, of course, kind of like does it as well. But it's also like, what does she really want ultimately? I don't know if I don't want to say it because I don't know her, but what is it that she would be hoping for in 2026?
They want the Sasha Bayley part 2 in the AEW. That's all anyone ever wants is that, and then she can be a real demon because she could face off against Joshi talent. And I'm like, she's been doing that in WWE too, and I'm just like, I don't get that obsession. She's literally been facing. She faced EO at WrestleMania. That's bigger. I'm sorry, than anything you can do.
Won the Royal Rumble, got a main event, faced EO at WrestleMania, won the Women's Championship there. Again, she's done GOAT shit. She wrestles in AAA. I think just for the love of it, for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying? She'll come back to NXT for the love of the game, and I think maybe that's where her kind of like interest lies. I know we're going over for this. Is like, what does the love of the game look like for Bayley in 2026?
The love of the game is making her one of the greatest WWE women ever. That's the love. That's what I think is the love of the game for her there. You become the greatest women's wrestler of all time there. You're already a Grand Slam champion. It's not about the titles no more, right? Like it's literally about at this point legacy. At that point, that's why I'd stay. That's why she should stay. You can't. And I say this all the time. You can't pull up the Bayley footage, just like you can't pull up the Edge footage. You're just great by word of mouth in AEW.
Yeah.
Don't you want more than that?
I agree. So we'll see. Bayley, as the years goes on, people have saying that she was kind of written off at Saturday Night's main event. I don't believe it. It would have to be. I think there's an opportunity because this happened. Maybe they explore a contract she hasn't signed yet. I do think like maybe she isn't back on television unless she gives some sort of verbal agreement. I do think that could happen. Because at this point, it's kind of news now. It's in the circles. It's like, what are we really kind of doing here? And it makes no sense continuing to invest time with her on television if she's not going to resign. Which you could give the television time to countless other women who are on the show, who need to be called up, who need to be featured, who need to be this. Yeah, so I could see that as happening.
Yeah.
But I would love. I'm pretty sure she'll be back. Again, love of the game. That's it for the main show.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys for listening to the show. We are 1 week away from SummerSlam. Next week is actually our prediction show. Huge prediction show. It's going to be quite lengthy. In fact, we got to come up with a time to do that because I don't think a weekday is going to suffice for that recording. That's 13 matches, 12 matches. We'll have to figure it out. They don't even have the card done yet. That's my only annoyance.
Yeah, we'll just
maybe we do Wednesday. We record Wednesday and then we kind of
Wednesday will work. Yeah, I'm done with Wednesday.
So we'll figure out what day, and we'll let you guys know. You'll see the show come out, and we'll have our prediction show. Of course, that's going to be a free show. It's going to be available for Patreon early, but it'll also be available for the all the cats and cool cats who aren't subscribed. So thank you guys for listening to the A Show. For Meelz, I'm Justin. We'll see you guys later. Peace.